Welcome everyone. I am Shaunak Kerekar, USN 2SD20 EC096 of 7th semester from the Electronics and Communication Engineering Department of SDMCT Dharwad. So, I am going to explain how to simulate a sliding window with Go Backend protocol. So, now coming to the sliding window protocol. Sliding window protocol. We can see the diagram involving the sliding window protocol and I will explain to you what it is. So first of all, the sender sends the data frames according to specified window size of the sender and the receiver receives the data frames according to the specified window size. So the window size is decided by the user over here. Here we can see that the window size is 4. Now, the range of sequence number depends on the size of the data frame. So, the sequence number also depends on the size of the window. For example, consider the size of the window is 4. So, therefore, the number sequences can be 0, 1, 2, 3. Here we can see it over here. Now, the steps involving the process are: first, the sender sends multiple frames. Then, the receiver receives the frames and sends back an acknowledgement. Over here, we can see that the receiver sends an acknowledgement regarding the frames sent. Then, the sender sends the next frame. Now, if the receiver does not send back an acknowledgement within a specified time, then the sender sends back the frames as the frames are considered either to be lost or damaged in the last transmission. This process is continued till all the frames have been received by the receiver. Now, coming to the Go Backend protocol. The diagram involving the Go Backend protocol is depicted over here. So, considering the explanation, the Go Backend, also called Go Backend ARQ, stands for Go Backend Automatic Repeat Request. It is a data link layer protocol that is used for data flow control purposes. The N in the Go Backend specifies the size of the sender window. It is a sliding window protocol in which multiple frames are sent from sender to receiver at once. I had mentioned regarding the sliding window protocol earlier. The steps involving the data process are given as follows. So, first, the data packets are divided into multiple frames. So each frame contains information regarding destination address and various error control mechanisms, etc. Now these frames are numbered so that they can be distinguished from each other like sequencing. The integer n in the go back and ARQ tells us regarding the size of the window. So the frames that are sent at once from the sender to receiver. Suppose consider that the n is equal to 4, then the 4 frames are frame 0, frame 1, frame 2 and frame 3. These will be the first frames to be sent from the sender to the receiver. Now the receiver first sends the acknowledgement of frame 0. Then the sliding window moves by 1 and frame 4 is sent. Later, the frame 1 has its acknowledgement sent by the receiver. Then again the window moves by 1 and frame 3 is sent. Now the sender waits for the acknowledgement for a fixed amount of time, and if it does not get an acknowledgement for the frame in time, it considers that the frame is either lost in the transmission or to be corrupted. Then the sliding window moves to the start of the corrupted frame and all the frames are retransmitted over here. So now coming to the advantages and disadvantages of Go Backend protocol. The protocol has the following advantages. It can send multiple frames at once. There is pipelining present in the Go Backend IRQ, which means a frame can be sent by the sender before receiving the acknowledgement of the previously sent frame. This results in a shorter waiting time for the frame. It also handles corrupted as well as out of order frames, which result in minimal frame loss. The following protocol also has many disadvantages. They are: the disadvantages of the protocol are: if the acknowledgement for a frame is not received, the whole window of frames is retransmitted instead of just the corrupt frame. Due to this, The go back and ARQ protocol is inefficient. The retransmission of all the frames on detecting a corrupt frame increases the channel congestion and also consumes a lot of bandwidth. The protocol is also more time consuming because when retransmitting the frames on detecting a corrupt frame, the error free frames are also retransmitted. Now, I will explain the code which is used to simulate the protocol. Now, we are using the C program to run the simulation. First, I will explain the sender code and depict the output, and later the receiver code. Now we come across the program to simulate the Go Backend protocol. This is the code for the sender. It involves initialization of variables. These variables are sender window size, the frame to be sent, the next frame to be sent, and the sequence number. The sender window size is set to 7 and the sequence number is used to identify the frames. Then we have here the frame transmission loop, which is used to transmit the frames while there are frames to be sent and the sender's window is not full. Next up, we have frame preparation and number sequencing. This is used to calculate the sequence number for the frame to be sent. It is also used to print a message indicating the frame being transmitted. Then we have the timeout handling, which is used to prompt the user to specify if there is a timeout occurred. One indicates a timeout. Then we have acknowledgement handling, which is used to prompt the user to enter the acknowledgement number received from the receiver. Then there is frame retransmission, which is used to retransmit the frame from the adjusted window. Finally, there is termination of program, and now we go to the output. Here we come across the output of the sender code. The user is asked the number of frames to be transmitted. He enters 3, therefore 3 frames are transmitted. They are 0, 1 and 2. 1 indicates a timeout, and when 0 is entered, the next acknowledgement number is asked. Here the 0th frame is acknowledged by the user. Next, the next number of frames to be transmitted are asked. The user enters 2, therefore the third and fourth frame are transmitted. Once there is a timeout, all the frames are retransmitted. This is the sender output. Now we come across the receiver code. Now for the receiver code. Now we come across the receiver code, which is responsible for receiving and acknowledging frames based on the Go backend protocol. It involves initialization of the expected sequence number of the incoming frame and is initialized to 0. Then there is the main loop where the receiver enters an infinite loop to continuously handle incoming frames. We have frame expectation wherein the receiver prints the expected frame number based on the current value of incoming frame. Next we have frame reception where the receiver prompts the user to input the sequence number of the received frame. Next up, we have acknowledgement, wherein if the received sequence number matches the expected sequence number, the receiver acknowledges the frame, which means it is in a correct in sequence frame. Now, we have out of sequence frame handling, which involves if the receiver sequence number does not match the expected sequence number. Here, it means that the frame is out of sequence. In this case, the receiver acknowledges the last correctly received frame, and out of sequence frame is discarded, and the receiver sends an acknowledgement for the lastly corrected received frame. Finally, the loop continues onward. I will show you the output now. This is the output of the receiver code. The expected frame is 0, therefore, once the sequence number of 0 is entered, it matches and the frame is not discarded. Then there is a sending of acknowledgement 1 and the expected frame is considered to be 1. If we entered the frame as 2, the frame number 2 is discarded and the frame is retransmitted. This is the output. I hope you like this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.